Welcome back to WiserReads, the channel where we bring you life-changing insights from the world's most powerful books. In today's video, we're diving into a remarkable story that blends timeless wisdom with practical advice on wealth, success, and mindset. The Instant Millionaire by Mark Fisher. Unlike most financial books that focus on numbers, strategies, and complicated systems, The Instant Millionaire takes us on a journey through a simple yet profound parable. It tells the story of a young man searching for success who meets an old millionaire with unusual lessons about money and life. What makes this book so powerful is not just the financial advice, but the deeper message. True wealth begins in the mind. In this summary, we'll uncover the key principles that can transform the way you think about success. You'll learn why believing in your own worth is the foundation of prosperity, how setting clear and definite goals shapes your future, and why persistence and imagination are more valuable than luck. The book also explores the importance of generosity, the art of taking bold action, and the mindset shifts that separate millionaires from those who only dream about wealth. At its heart, The Instant Millionaire is not just about money. It's about creating a life of purpose, abundance, and freedom. Whether you're striving for financial independence, personal growth, or simply a new perspective on success, the lessons in this book will inspire and challenge you to think bigger. So stay tuned as we break down the most powerful ideas from The Instant Millionaire and discover how you too can unlock the millionaire mindset. The search for true wealth. In The Search for True Wealth, the story begins with a young man who is ambitious and eager to achieve financial success, but unsure how to make it happen. He has the desire for wealth, but struggles with doubt, fear, and uncertainty. This chapter emphasizes that wealth is more than just money. It is a combination of financial freedom, personal growth, and a mindset aligned with abundance. The young man encounters an old millionaire who becomes his mentor, guiding him to see that true wealth starts with the mind. The millionaire teaches that before anyone can attract money, they must believe they deserve it and understand what they truly want. Wealth is not a matter of luck, inheritance, or shortcuts. It is the result of clarity, focus, and consistent action toward meaningful goals. Through their conversations, the young man learns that many people chase money blindly without knowing why, and this lack of purpose limits their potential. True wealth involves creating value for others, nurturing strong relationships, and developing habits that support growth and resilience. The chapter also highlights the importance of self-reflection, examining one's fears, beliefs, and attitudes toward money in order to eliminate limiting thoughts that block success. By the end of the chapter, the lesson is clear. Financial abundance begins with a clear vision, belief in oneself, and the courage to act. Wealth is not just the accumulation of assets. It is the freedom to live life on your terms, guided by purpose and intention. The search for true wealth sets the foundation for the rest of the book, showing that the millionaire mindset is cultivated internally before it manifests externally. Meeting the Old Millionaire. In Meeting the Old Millionaire, the young seeker of wealth finally encounters the old, wise millionaire who becomes his mentor. This meeting marks a turning point in the story, as the young man begins to realize that achieving true wealth requires more than desire. It requires guidance, mindset shifts, and practical insight. The old millionaire immediately challenges the young man's assumptions about money. He explains that most people fail to create wealth not because they lack opportunities, but because they are limited by their beliefs, fears, and habits. True financial success, he emphasizes, is rooted in the mind, in clarity of purpose, confidence in one's worth, and the courage to act decisively. Through their dialogue, the millionaire introduces key principles that will guide the young man on his journey. He stresses the importance of defining clear, specific goals and visualizing success as if it has already been achieved. He also explains that wealth is not merely about accumulation. It is about freedom, influence, and the ability to make meaningful contributions. The chapter illustrates the transformative power of mentorship. The old millionaire does not simply give answers. Instead, he provokes thought, challenges limiting beliefs, and inspires the young man to see possibilities he had never considered. By the end of the meeting, the young man begins to understand that wealth is accessible to anyone willing to change their mindset, embrace responsibility, and take consistent action. Meeting the old millionaire teaches that guidance and perspective are as valuable as money itself. The encounter sets the stage for the young man's journey, showing that the path to true wealth starts with learning from those who have already walked it and being willing to internalize their lessons to transform one's life.
The first lesson, believe you deserve wealth. In the first lesson, Believe You Deserve Wealth, the old millionaire begins teaching the young man the most important principle of financial success. True wealth starts with belief. He explains that without a deep, unwavering belief in one's right to prosperity, no strategy, plan, or opportunity can succeed. The lesson emphasizes that self-worth and mindset are the foundation upon which all financial success is built. The young man learns that many people unconsciously limit themselves by thinking wealth is only for others or that they are not capable of achieving it. These limiting beliefs create fear, procrastination, and hesitation, blocking their ability to take bold action. The millionaire insists that wealth is not a reward for luck or inheritance. It is the natural outcome for those who cultivate confidence, clarity, and a sense of entitlement to abundance. To internalize this lesson, the millionaire teaches the young man to affirm his belief daily and visualize himself living a wealthy, abundant life. He stresses the importance of imagining success as already achieved, which aligns the subconscious mind with conscious goals. This alignment transforms thoughts into habits, decisions, and opportunities that support wealth creation. The chapter also introduces the idea that deserving wealth is tied to value creation. Belief alone is not enough. It must be paired with purposeful action that benefits others. When combined, belief and action generate momentum that leads to consistent financial growth and personal freedom. The first lesson, Believe You Deserve Wealth, lays the foundation for the entire journey in the Instant Millionaire. It teaches that changing one's mindset is the first step towards transforming life circumstances, showing that the path to financial abundance begins internally long before any external success is achieved.
The power of clear, definite goals. In The Power of Clear, Definite Goals, the old millionaire teaches the young man that having wealth alone is not enough. Success requires clarity about exactly what you want and a definite plan to achieve it. He explains that vague desires like, "I want to be rich," are powerless because the mind cannot focus energy effectively without precise direction. Definite goals act as a roadmap, aligning thoughts, decisions, and actions toward achieving true wealth. The lesson emphasizes that clarity creates confidence. When goals are specific, measurable, and time-bound, the subconscious mind begins to work toward them, noticing opportunities and guiding decisions that move you closer to success. The millionaire explains that people who fail financially often drift aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of actively shaping their future. Clear goals provide focus, motivation, and a sense of urgency that turns ambition into tangible results. The chapter also highlights the importance of writing goals down and reviewing them regularly. This act solidifies commitment, reinforces belief in your right to success, and strengthens mental visualization. By imagining each goal as already achieved, the young man is taught to internalize a mindset of abundance, turning his dreams into a blueprint for action. Moreover, the millionaire stresses that goals must be tied to purpose and value creation. Wealth without direction or contribution lacks meaning and sustainability. Definite goals channel effort into productive action, ensuring that success benefits both the individual and others. The power of clear, definite goals underscores a fundamental truth. Without clarity, talent and effort are wasted. The chapter teaches that defining what you truly want is the first actionable step toward becoming a millionaire, showing that the journey to wealth begins not with money, but with a clear vision and unwavering focus.
Imagination as the blueprint of success. In Imagination as the Blueprint of Success, the old millionaire teaches the young man that imagination is one of the most powerful forces behind wealth and achievement. He explains that everything created in the world, from inventions to businesses to fortunes, first began as an idea in someone's mind. Without imagination, there can be no vision, and without vision, there can be no success. The millionaire stresses that imagination acts as the blueprint of reality. By clearly visualizing a goal as if it has already been achieved, the subconscious mind begins to align thoughts, habits, and actions to make it real. He teaches the young man that wealthy people cultivate this ability. They see opportunities where others see problems, and they dare to picture a future that seems impossible to others. The lesson emphasizes that imagination is not daydreaming, but purposeful visualization. It is about consistently picturing success with clarity and detail until it feels inevitable. The old millionaire encourages the young man to practice this daily, envisioning himself wealthy, confident, and free. This practice trains the mind to expect abundance instead of scarcity. Another key point is that imagination must be paired with action. Visualizing wealth without working toward it is futile. But when imagination fuels belief and inspires consistent action, it becomes a creative power that transforms circumstances. By the end of the chapter, the young man realizes that imagination is more than fantasy. It is the starting point of all achievement. Imagination as the blueprint of success shows that wealth is first built in the mind long before it appears in reality. Those who master this principle not only shape their own future, but also unlock the creative energy needed to turn dreams into lasting success.
Breaking free from limiting beliefs. In Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs, the old millionaire helps the young man uncover the invisible barriers that keep most people from achieving wealth and success. He explains that the greatest obstacle to prosperity is not lack of opportunity, talent, or resources, but the false beliefs we carry about money and ourselves. Many people are raised with ideas such as, money is evil, wealth is only for the lucky, or I don't deserve to be rich. These thoughts quietly sabotage progress, causing fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. The millionaire emphasizes that unless these beliefs are identified and replaced, no amount of hard work or strategy will bring lasting wealth. The key, he teaches, is awareness. By becoming conscious of negative patterns and questioning them, a person can choose new, empowering beliefs. For example, instead of believing wealth is selfish, one can adopt the belief that wealth creates freedom and allows generosity. Instead of believing success is unattainable, one can affirm that wealth is a natural outcome of creativity, persistence, and service. The chapter also highlights the role of self-talk. The millionaire instructs the young man to feed his mind with affirmations and positive images that reinforce abundance and possibility. By doing this consistently, the subconscious is reprogrammed, transforming fear into confidence and scarcity into opportunity. Ultimately, breaking free from limiting beliefs shows that mindset is destiny. Those who cling to old, restrictive thoughts remain trapped in mediocrity, while those who free themselves open the door to wealth and fulfillment. The young man realizes that true liberation comes from within, and once he changes his beliefs, his external reality will begin to shift accordingly. Persistence, the key to unlocking fortune. In Persistence, the key to unlocking fortune, the old millionaire teaches the young man that success is rarely the result of luck or sudden opportunity. It is earned through persistence. He explains that most people give up too quickly when faced with obstacles, often abandoning their dreams just when they are closest to breakthrough. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail lies in their ability to keep moving forward despite setbacks. The millionaire stresses that persistence is not about stubbornly repeating the same actions, but about maintaining determination while adjusting strategies. Challenges, he explains, are not signs to quit, but opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Each obstacle overcome builds resilience and sharpens the skills needed to create lasting wealth. He also emphasizes that persistence is fueled by clarity of purpose and belief. When goals are definite and the vision is clear, setbacks lose their power to discourage. Instead of seeing failure as defeat, persistent individuals view it as feedback, guidance toward better decisions and wiser actions. The young man learns that persistence requires patience as well. True wealth and success take time to build, and the rewards come to those who endure long enough to see their efforts compound. The millionaire reminds him that quitting guarantees failure, while persistence keeps the door to fortune open. By the end of the chapter, the lesson is clear. Persistence is the golden key that unlocks every fortune. It transforms belief into results and dreams into reality. Persistence, the key to unlocking fortune, shows that success belongs not to the most talented or the luckiest, but to those who refuse to stop until their vision becomes true. Time, patience, and the millionaire's mindset. In Time, Patience, and the Millionaire's Mindset, the old millionaire explains to the young man that true wealth is never created overnight. Instead, it is the product of consistent action combined with the ability to think long-term. He emphasizes that while many people crave instant success, the reality is that lasting fortune requires patience, discipline, and respect for the natural flow of time. The millionaire highlights how impatience leads people to abandon their goals too soon, chase shortcuts, or fall into get-rich-quick schemes. These patterns not only waste energy, but also prevent the steady growth that creates genuine financial independence. Patience, on the other hand, allows wealth to compound and opportunities to mature. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, financial success must be nurtured with persistence and trust in the process. The chapter also introduces the concept of the millionaire's mindset. This mindset views time as an ally rather than an enemy. Millionaires understand that every small step, if taken consistently, brings them closer to their vision. They are willing to wait, endure, and stay focused while others quit out of frustration. The young man learns that cultivating patience is not passive. It requires active faith in one's goals and continuous effort even when results are not immediate. By aligning his actions with long-term vision, he can harness the power of time to build both wealth and freedom. Time, patience, and the millionaire's mindset reveals that success is not about racing to the finish line, but about pacing oneself wisely. Those who master patience and use time strategically develop the resilience, clarity, and confidence that ultimately make them unstoppable. Learning to work smarter, not harder. In Learning to Work Smarter, Not Harder, the old millionaire challenges the common belief that wealth comes only through endless hard work and sacrifice. He explains to the young man that while effort is necessary, working harder is not always the solution. Working smarter is what creates extraordinary results. The millionaire points out that many people exhaust themselves with long hours, yet remain financially stuck because they focus on the wrong tasks. They confuse busyness with productivity. Millionaires, on the other hand, focus on high-value activities, the few actions that generate the greatest impact. By prioritizing wisely, they achieve more in less time. The lesson emphasizes the importance of strategy, leverage, and efficiency. Instead of trying to do everything alone, successful people delegate, automate, and build systems that free their time for what truly matters. They understand the value of creativity, problem-solving, and decision-making over sheer physical effort. The millionaire also teaches that smart work requires self-discipline, eliminating distractions, setting clear priorities, and maintaining focus on long-term goals rather than short-term comfort. He reminds the young man that wealth is created not just by effort, but by applying imagination, persistence, and intelligence to the right opportunities. By the end of the chapter, the young man realizes that working smarter is about alignment, ensuring that every action moves him closer to his vision of wealth and freedom. Hard work alone may provide survival, but smart work builds fortune. Learning to work smarter, not harder, reveals a powerful truth. Success is not about how many hours you put in, but about the quality, focus, and leverage of your efforts. Those who master this principle create abundance without burning out, turning work into a tool for freedom rather than a burden. The secret of giving and receiving. In The Secret of Giving and Receiving, the old millionaire reveals a principle that surprises the young man. True wealth is deeply connected to generosity. He explains that money is like energy. It must flow. When people cling to it out of fear, they block its circulation and limit their potential for abundance. But when they give freely, they create space for more wealth to return. The millionaire emphasizes that giving is not just about charity, it is a mindset of abundance. Wealthy people understand that by sharing value, whether through money, knowledge, or opportunities, they strengthen relationships, build trust, and attract even greater prosperity. In contrast, those who hoard resources out of scarcity often remain trapped in financial struggle. The chapter also highlights the balance between giving and receiving. Many people are comfortable giving but resist receiving, feeling unworthy of success or help. This, too, blocks abundance. The millionaire teaches that receiving graciously is as important as giving, because both are parts of the same cycle. By accepting wealth and opportunities with gratitude, one honors the flow of prosperity. Through this lesson, the young man realizes that wealth is not selfish, but expansive. It allows him to help others, contribute to society, and create positive change. True abundance comes from recognizing that giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. The secret of giving and receiving conveys a timeless truth. The more you share, the more you attract. Generosity combined with an open heart to receive creates a cycle of abundance that enriches not only finances, but also life itself. For the young man, this lesson transforms his view of money from something scarce to something limitless, guided by flow and purpose. Facing fears and taking bold action. In Facing Fears and Taking Bold Action, the old millionaire teaches the young man that fear is one of the greatest barriers to success. He explains that most people never achieve wealth, not because of lack of ability or opportunity, but because fear keeps them paralyzed, afraid of failure, rejection, or stepping outside their comfort zone. The millionaire emphasizes that fear is natural, but it should never dictate action. Successful people feel fear too, but they act in spite of it. Boldness, he explains, creates momentum. Each courageous step weakens fear's grip and builds confidence, while hesitation only strengthens doubt. The lesson also highlights that opportunities often appear disguised as risks. Those who wait for perfect conditions miss their chances, while those who dare to act discover doors opening for them. The millionaire reminds the young man that fortune favors the bold. The willingness to take decisive action separates dreamers from achievers. Importantly, the millionaire stresses that bold action must be guided by clarity and purpose, not recklessness. Courage without direction can lead to mistakes, but courage aligned with definite goals leads to growth and success. He encourages the young man to cultivate the habit of acting quickly on his goals, rather than letting fear delay decisions. By the end of the chapter, the young man realizes that facing fear is not about eliminating it, but about mastering it. Boldness is a skill strengthened each time one chooses action over hesitation. Facing fears and taking bold action delivers a powerful truth. The path to wealth and freedom requires courage. Fear will always be present, but those who step forward despite it unlock opportunities that the timid will never experience. Boldness, ultimately, is the bridge between vision and reality. The transformation into a millionaire. In The Transformation into a Millionaire, the young man finally experiences the culmination of all the lessons taught by the old millionaire. What began as a search for financial success evolves into a complete transformation of mindset, habits, and vision. The young man realizes that becoming a millionaire is not simply about acquiring money. It is about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth and abundance. He reflects on the principles he has learned, believing he deserves wealth, setting clear and definite goals, using imagination as a creative force, breaking free from limiting beliefs, persisting despite obstacles, respecting time and patience, working smarter rather than harder, giving generously, and acting boldly in the face of fear. These lessons, once abstract ideas, now form a new way of living and thinking. The millionaire emphasizes that true transformation happens within. When one's thoughts, beliefs, and actions are aligned with abundance, external wealth follows naturally. The young man begins to see opportunities everywhere, feels more confident in his decisions, and recognizes his own power to shape his destiny. This transformation also brings a sense of responsibility. The young man understands that wealth is not only for personal freedom, but also a tool to help others and make meaningful contributions. True success is measured not just in financial terms, but in purpose, fulfillment, and the positive impact one creates. The transformation into a millionaire concludes the journey by showing that wealth is a reflection of inner growth. The young man's story demonstrates that anyone, regardless of background, can become a millionaire by adopting the right mindset and consistently applying these principles. The transformation is less about money itself and more about living with clarity, abundance, and courage.
And that brings us to the end of our journey through The Instant Millionaire by Mark Fisher. At its heart, this book is not just about building financial wealth. It's about transforming your mindset and life. Through the story of the young man and his wise mentor, we've learned that wealth begins with belief, the belief that you deserve success, that you can set clear goals, and that your imagination can shape reality. The lessons remind us that breaking free from limiting beliefs, practicing persistence, and cultivating patience are essential steps toward abundance. We also saw how working smarter, giving generously, and acting boldly despite fear open the door to opportunities that many overlook. Finally, the young man's transformation shows us that true wealth is as much about inner growth, freedom, and contribution as it is about money itself. If these lessons inspired you, remember that the power to create change lies in what you do today.
Your future is built by the mindset and actions you choose now. Thank you for listening with us here on WiserReads. If you'd like more inspiring book summaries that can reshape your thinking and your life, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community of readers.